Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you are all having a wonderful weekend. It is another really nice day here in California. Yesterday was gorgeous. It was 80 degrees in Santa Cruz. I went down to the beach, hung out with some friends, got a little sunburn, but that's okay. It's been a good weekend. Definitely needed it. Had a little bit of a stressful week between just studying and my birthday was last week, so getting older, of course, stressful a little bit. But you know, accepting life and things are generally good. Had to go to the dentist. It was a rough week, but it's okay. We're recovered now. We went to the beach yesterday. Good vibes only. I thought today would be a good day to do another little study vlog and kind of tell you guys a little bit about how I've been studying lately, how I'm doing, where I'm at in my progress, all of those kinds of things. First, I wanted to show you guys too. So anybody who knows me knows that I'm a little bit of an environmental advocate. Nothing extreme. Yesterday there was a bunch of garbage on the beach. People had left beer bottles and stuff, and it upset me a lot. So I, of course, just picked it up, which is not a big deal. A lot of people would leave that, but I'm not about to do that. But I wanted to show you this really super cute little bracelet that my brother got for me. It's called 4 Ocean. That's the brand, like the number 4 and then Ocean. And it's this super cute little string tie bracelet with their little 4 Ocean charm on here. It's made with a pound of recycled plastic off the beach, and this one is the dolphin bracelet, and they'd make all sorts of little cute bracelets that are advocating and educating about different animals and sea life. Really cool mission. I think the bracelets are like $20, which, you know, makes a really cute gift. I've had a lot of compliments on it this week, so shout out to my brother. Thank you for that. Yeah, so let's get into it. I'll tell you guys all about how I've been studying lately, what kinds of books I'm reading, you know, what I'm focusing on, and how I'm doing all of that. So the last couple of months, like I mentioned in my previous CHT studying vlog, I've been really focusing hard on anatomy. So I have been making Quizlet quizzes through the app and practicing them online. Anytime that I have a free second at work, if my patient cancels or if I have, 15 minutes of downtime at work, I am on my Quizlet app on my computer. I'm doing quizzes. I'm looking through bony landmarks. I'm doing my shoulder, upper arm, forearm and hand anatomy, learning all the musculature. I'm doing brachial plexus quizzes now, which are so hard. Why is the brachial plexus so hard? But just trying to get those in as much as I possibly can. Sometimes I do them if I'm waiting at a doctor's office or at the dentist or anything like that, where I have just 5 minutes of free time to just go through, practice some flashcards. I know that flashcards aren't necessarily the most effective way to study, but right now, for anatomy purposes, where basically you just have to straight up memorize it, I think that repetition is key. So I'm doing a lot of whiteboard exercises where I'll draw out, like for example, the brachial plexus. I found this really cool YouTube video where it shows how to quickly draw the brachial plexus in under 30 seconds, and then I'm practicing kind of labeling all the nerves, all of the different branches, and then I'll try and quiz myself and be like, okay, this nerve goes to this muscle, and just trying to figure out, kind of tracing each step so that eventually that whole loop connects for me, which is really crucial. Something that I didn't really do when I was studying anatomy in school, and I think it's more helpful this way now. So I'm doing Quizlet a lot. Those are really helpful. The other thing that I've really started to do this month is actually go through this page by page. So I earlier this year went to the CHT hand review course. I went back in February. It was a really helpful course. I honestly was freaking out the whole time. It was super stressful. It was back in February this year, so I hadn't really started studying yet, and at the time I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know anything. This is horrible. But this book has actually been really helpful. So I honestly, if you guys have the resources to go to this course and you're preparing for the CHT, I would highly recommend it. If for nothing else, to scare you to study, okay, which it did for me. It really pushed me and motivated me to study. But also, this handbook is really helpful. The way that it walks through things, it has like all these little courses with just, it's basically like crash course anatomy stuff, all the things that, are important for the CHT. And then it'll go through like several conditions. Again, I'm just starting with the anatomy stuff, trying to go through all of the really tricky things like ligaments and, shoulder anatomy, which is horrible for me. I don't know about you guys, but I am not a shoulder girl. I've never treated them. I don't know. I always really struggled with that in anatomy. Just, it's such a complex joint, and for some reason it just doesn't stick with me. Like, I can get hand anatomy, I can get forearm anatomy. I know that stuff really well and I can memorize it really well, but the shoulder for me is just, I don't know why. I don't know if anybody else is like that too, or if you guys are really good at shoulders. If you have some tips for me, that would be awesome, because we don't see shoulders in my practice, so that doesn't help either, because I'm not getting any actual time with anybody with shoulder conditions. So, but I'm trying anyway. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'll go through kind of this ASHT book that I have, and then I'm also kind of, as I go, if I don't know something in the book and I want to read a little bit more about it, I'm going through Rehab of the Hand slowly, and that's tedious, but it helps, right? If there's something you don't know about and you need a little bit of a refresher, that Rehab of the Hand book is super helpful too. And then I've also started going through the purple book little by little. So I have this little flashcard in here. It's just a little index card that I use to kind of cover up the answers, so that as I'm going, because I have a wandering eye and I cannot trust myself, I will look at the answer before I really try to answer it. So what I'm trying to do there is go through all of the little multiple choice questions. I'll read the question, I'll read all of the answers, then I commit to an answer that I think it is, even if I have no idea. And then I read through the explanation. I'm trying to really process all of that material as best as I can, and then look at the answer and kind of figure out, okay, is this something I need to study more? How can I learn this material, and what more do I need to read about it? So that's been really helpful too. It's obviously a hugely thick book, and I am not anywhere near finishing it, but it's helpful. I really do think this is going to be a great little study tool. I'm trying to do like a couple pages a day. It's not, things happen. Life gets in the way. Sometimes I come home and I'm just tired and I don't want to do it, but I'm trying really hard to motivate myself right now and get back into it, because it is July and I know that the first test that I'm eligible for is November, and I'm still not sure if I'm going to sit for it because it's just so much information. But my goal this year is to take it in either November or May for the first time. Whether or not I pass, I'm just going to take it, even if I'm not ready. So November at the earliest, May at the latest, and we'll see what happens. So sticking to that goal, really committing myself. It's only a few months away. We'll see where we're at. Yeah. I might just take it in November. I don't know yet. What do you guys think? Am I ready? Am I going to be ready by then? Can I do it? Any advice is always appreciated. Yeah. And the last thing that I've really been trying to do a little bit of is looking for YouTube videos. So things showing me different diagnostic tests. I have a really awesome colleague now who is a CHT, and that's been really nice to have a little bit of mentorship again. And she's always, I'm trying to like kind of listen into her as she's evaluating patients or kind of reevaluating or talking to her patients, just listening to the way she explains things. She taught me the scratch collapse test, which I had heard about for a couple years now and just never had anybody kind of teach me. But she even pointed out, like, there's some really good YouTube videos on how to do that. So just watch a video and you'll figure it out. So I've really turned to YouTube in the last month or so too, and I'm trying to figure out, different videos that I can watch and just have that material, even if I'm not watching the video, but just listening to it while I'm walking on the treadmill, or, if I'm just sitting here in my room bored, at least I can be listening to something and kind of retaining some information. Again, I watched a pretty good one on the brachial plexus and just how to draw it quickly, because I am a visual person and I feel like the first thing I'm going to do when I walk into that exam eventually is draw the brachial plexus so that I don't have to try and pull it out of thin air. And it's just a real quick way to do it, and it made it a lot easier to start learning for me. So I'm turning to YouTube a lot too. There is a lot of good content out there. There's some, physical therapy tutors. There's some videos that you can watch with real patients and kind of the testing, all those kinds of things. So I don't know, YouTube is a pretty good resource actually, I think. I don't know how you guys have been doing with that, or if you have any other resources that you would suggest, but please comment below if you do. Anyway, I think that's where we'll end today. Just wanted to give you guys a little monthly update on where we're at in the studying process. Please let me know how you guys are doing too, and if you have any advice or suggestions or places I should go next in terms of my studying process or resources that I'm using, let me know. If you have any good ways to motivate yourself, let me know. Because that is always a constant battle. You come home from work and you're just tired and you don't want to think about it anymore. But once I get into studying, I really find myself excited by it, and like in a nerdy way. Like I want to come into work the next day and be like, oh, look at what I learned last night. Like, oh, I'm learning all these ligaments now, and oh, look at how this cool brachial plexus drawing is going. Yeah, so it's cool because it reaffirms my passion for the field, and I do feel really empowered by the knowledge that I'm learning. It's just a massive, massive amount. So it's very overwhelming. So anyway, please subscribe to my channel if you enjoy hand therapy content. If you want to see what happens next, please subscribe. Please like this video, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and please comment below if you have any suggestions, comments, concerns, anything that you guys would like to see next. Let me know. Have a great day. Thanks.